Just ask Bulma to get your Dragon Ball radar, and you're fine. All right. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. The last two. So if being a bit inactive to stream today, don't worry about it. It's early in the morning for you. I fully understand. I appreciate that you hop in. Weatherbird. Oh, we see Christianity. Save. Okay. We had a lot of Euclid. I think we had equal Euclids and saves. So, well, actually no. I think there's more Euclids than save. I think. I might be wrong. But yeah, no. SCP-1948 is to be kept in a standard-sized avian cage kept in the minimum security animal containment facility. It does not require any special treatment or security beyond that of a non-anomalous members of its species. The cage must be checked for signs of weather-related damage periodically due to the nature of the specimen. The specimen is allowed 1 hour outside its cage every day under the supervision of resident ornithologist Dr. Erin and meteorologist Dr. Anderson. In order to keep its well-being. It is to be released only within the confines of Dr. Aaron's designated indoor research area. I couldn't help but think of Mr. Anderson. Description: the specimen is a male adult Turtus merula, or a common blackbird. Its anomalous nature stems from its ability to alter the natural temperature and wind flow in an area of approximately 75 kilometers around at will. The effect of this ability being strongest at the epicenter, namely the specimen itself. SCP-1948 weather control abilities are fairly tame, and are incapable of creating any extreme conditions such as massive heat waves or sudden storms. The specimen seems to prefer a mildly warm weather or around 27 degrees centigrade and will usually alter the weather to fit this preference. So if you send it down to the Antarctic, we'll just start to heat up the whole ice area. The specimen was recovered from a town known for its tourism industry and remarkably fair weather for its general area. Recovery was problematic and met with armed resistance due to SCP-1948's importance in local tradition. Tradition. See recovery log. Yo, okay, what kind of tradition? What kind of tradition is he important to? The Foundation. There's a lot of blanks. The Foundation was first alert in the existence of SCP-1948 after the new meteorology station at site picked up an unusual weather patterns in the town general area. Agents and were sent to investigate. Arriving at the town at 2000, the agents began questioning the natives about the town's unusually fair and warm weather for the season. At first, the townsfolk answered their question politely and casually, but as the agents continued their investigation over the following days, became increasingly restless and hostile towards the agents. Eventually, on the night of 2000, 2 weeks after the agents' arrival, the agents discovered the existence of SCP-1948 while eavesdropping on a covered meeting of the town's elders. Of course, it's the town's elders. Hey, so what we gonna do with our bird that can change the weather? Hey, shh! Don't say it like that. Keep it down. You don't want people to know that we have a bird like that. Well, who's gonna find out if we have a bird like that? What do you think those 2 random people that came here are gonna what? Take our magic bird away? Yeah, if you say it like that, it sounds ridiculous. Yeah, it does sound ridiculous. Little did they know, that's exactly what happened. While attempting to contact command, the agents were discovered. As a result, the townsfolk made an attempt on their lives. Okay. 5 townsfolk were killed in the ensuing firefight, as well as Agent, mortally injured, only narrowly escaped. Mobile Task Force was dispatched to subdue the residents of the town and capture SCP-1948. Members of the task force were able to quickly overpower the townsfolk with minimal use of lethal force and take them into captivity, as well as capture SCP-1948 After questioning, most captured townsfolk were given Class A amnestics and released, while the remaining few directly involved in the death of Agent remained in Foundation custody and were redacted. Tests on SCP-1948 found no relation between its weather control abilities and the townsfolk increased hostility. I guess they just really... They were just... I think it's just a luxury, man. I think that they just really like the fact that like they have a bird that just makes the weather perfect for them. And the fact that somebody was like, yeah, we're gonna take that away from you, they were like... No! You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any like anomalous effect. I think they just really like the temperature. Addendum. The following is an interview with a local constable in henceforth INT5 shortly after Mobile Task Force raids on the town. Interviewed INT5. Interviewer Doctor. INT5 is suffering from various minor injuries inflicted during the fight with Mobile Task Force, but appears calm and collected. The topic speaks of SCP-1948 presence at the time of the town's foundation, though it is impossible for SCP-1948 to have been alive at the time considering the average lifespan of the common blackbird. Well, the common blackbird foundation. This is an SCP. It ain't common now anymore, is it? Int 5, why did you attack agents? And they knew too much. Well, no, actually, they knew too much. We couldn't let them spread the word. It would have destroyed. No one could ever know. What makes you think that the discovery of SCP-1948 would have such effect on... It's not just that. They heard what we did to please the idol. They couldn't understand. It has always been like this ever since was first founded. The idol protected us, made us prosperous. But sometimes it wouldn't, and the weather would change, and people stopped coming. We knew we had to please it somehow. We tried everything, but nothing would work. So we turned to the old ways. Human sacrifices. Yes, we didn't do it often, only when it was necessary. Only when the idol wouldn't give us spring. Only then. We did what we had to. The idol demanded it, and we submitted. We kept it quiet. Only chose people from the town no one would miss. Cast-offs and vagabonds, mostly. Did SCP-1948 ever directly demand sacrifice? Did you have any proof your sacrifice was working? Shaking his head. It never said... It never said anything, but every time we made a sacrifice, spring would eventually return. It worked, and our town flourished. We knew we could depend on the old ways. End log. Closing statement. Subject was given a Class A amnestic shortly after the end of the interview and released, having no direct involvement in the death of Agent. Addendum 1. Further examination of SCP-1948's weather changes in captivity found in a pattern to them. Approximately every 5 years, when the quasi-periodic climate pattern known as El Niño occurs across the Pacific Ocean, the specimen preferred temperature would drop from 27 degrees centigrade to 5 degrees centigrade for a period of 3 months. This correlated to the time of the human sacrifice practiced by the residents of... though the pattern continued regularly without any need for the sacrifice practiced by the locals, which appears to have no effect on the weather change. So they just did that for no reason. Addendum 2, a request has been made to attempt to breed SCP-1948 with non-anomalous members of its species in order to check the possibility the specimen described by the locals as existing at the time of the town's founding was simply an ancestor of SCP-1948. Confirmation pending. Yeah, of course. would be a good idea. Yeah, let's see if we can make another bird that can control the weather in 75-kilometer area, you know? That sounds like a smart idea. That sounds like the right thing to do. Maybe you just breed a whole bunch and just give it to different countries that need it. While you're at it. Might as well just make the whole world be 27 degrees centigrade. Everywhere you go, everywhere you want to be. Just pack in your weather bird and you'll be fine.